Now, I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother. Yeah, now watch this. Now watch.
They gonna be.
Gervonta Davis, the WBA lightweight champion, is set to return to the ring, and his next fight against Lamont Roach Jr. has already generated a buzz. Davis, undefeated with a record of 30-0 and 28 knockouts, is one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in boxing today. Roach, the WBA junior lightweight title holder, is stepping up in weight to challenge Davis, but many fans question whether he can truly pose a threat to the Baltimore powerhouse.
Dominate.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm assured.
When he talks about you not bringing your family, what goes through your mind when you hear him say that?
This matchup, which will take place on March 1st, 2025, has been controversial for several reasons. Critics argue that Davis is cherry-picking his opponents, and Roach's record and resume don't suggest he is ready for a fight of this magnitude. Roach, who has steadily built his career, most notably with a narrow split decision win over Hector Garcia, hasn't faced anyone at Davis's elite level. But Lamont Roach isn't backing down. He's confident and determined to make a statement. Gervonta Davis is a knockout artist with explosive power, speed, and killer instinct. His record speaks for itself, with 28 of his 30 wins coming by knockout. Davis has dominated the lightweight division, but many believe he's avoided some of the more dangerous fighters in his weight class, like Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. His most recent fight, a brutal knockout of Frank Martin, reminded fans of just how dangerous he can be when he steps into the ring. Lamont Roach Jr., meanwhile, isn't as widely known as some of Davis's other potential opponents. Roach has a solid record, 26-2-1, with his most notable win coming via a close split decision against Hector Garcia. However, Roach's most significant loss came at the hands of Jamal Herring in 2019, where he was thoroughly outboxed over 12 rounds. Since then, he's steadily improved and is currently on a 6-fight win streak. But Roach has yet to face anyone close to the level of a fighter like Tank.
Before I go, why not fight Tank at 135?
Tank ain't gonna fight him, man. He not gonna fight him.
You gotta realize with Tank, he on that other side where he gonna, act
take
like
all the cupcakes. Now let's say it.
Man, I'm quite sure Tank can fight you.
So you saying he don't want to put that record up?
Look,
The fight against Roach came about after other potential opponents fell through. Vasyl Lomachenko, one of the best technically skilled boxers of this generation, had been in talks for a unification bout with Davis but pulled out. Lomachenko decided to take the rest of 2024 off, fueling speculation that he might retire in 2025.
When I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get them. I'm gonna beat his ass.
He can't do
talking.
shit. Wait,
For
I don't
real.
give a fuck.
So y'all better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all.
Similarly, Jose Rayo Valenzuela, another potential opponent, was unavailable due to his own commitments, including a rumored fight with Gary Antoine Russell. With those two names out of the picture, Tank's team turned to Lamont Roach. Many fans feel that Roach, despite his solid win streak, is out of his depth in this fight. Critics argue that Roach simply doesn't have the power or skill set to challenge someone like Tank, who is known for his explosive knockouts and ability to end a fight at any moment. Roach's most notable win, a razor-thin decision over Hector Garcia, doesn't exactly inspire confidence against a fighter of Tank's caliber. Roach, however, isn't backing down. He's been vocal on social media, telling Tank not to underestimate him. "You must think I'm one of them regular fighters you fought," Roach posted, mocking the idea that he would be just another stepping stone in Tank's career. Davis fired back, advising Roach to stop talking so much. It can be bad for you. This exchange highlights the confidence Roach has heading into the fight. Despite the widespread belief that Tank is a heavy favorite,
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog. And, he want to prove his skills against the dog. So I'm going to show y'all what happens when two dogs.
promise you. Now, I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother.
Yeah,
now watch this.
They gonna
now
be
watch.
There. They gonna be
now
there.
watch.
While many doubt Roach's chances, he's clear about his goals. I'm a competitor and I feel like I'm the best, Roach said at a press conference. For him, this fight is more than just a payday. It's about proving to the world that he belongs at the top. Roach views this as the moment that could launch his legendary career. When I win this fight, it's going to flip everything, he added.
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at night.
I'm telling you, you saying you going down in a night?
Later, when he's fighting me.
What's your game plan?
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head off.
The amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, you know. Roach and him, back and forth battles and whatnot. It's going to be a pretty interesting fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach always, he come to fight. I mean, I think it's a great fight.
Roach's confidence isn't just talk. He's spent time in training camps with elite fighters and has been in close proximity to Davis. He knows Tank's rhythm, speed, and tendencies, which could help him in the ring. But Davis is no ordinary opponent. His power and ability to adjust in the ring have been tested against much tougher competition. Roach may be in for a rude awakening when he faces one of boxing's most dangerous punchers. If Roach wants to have any chance of winning, he'll need to be strategic. Oscar De La Hoya, a former world champion and promoter, believes that Roach has the skills to surprise Davis. He calls Roach sneaky good, meaning he has the ability to land shots unexpectedly and throw combinations without the opponent seeing them coming. De La Hoya's advice to Roach: don't fight nervous, don't be scared, have fun. It's easier said than done, especially when facing someone like Tank, who has the ability to change the course of a fight with a single punch. For Roach, the key to success will be staying unpredictable. By mixing up his power shots with lighter combinations and varying his angles, he could force Tank to think rather than react.
Steven Espinoza said Shakur turned down a one-fight deal to fight you because he wanted a multi-fight deal. What's your thoughts on that?
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. He's not even worth it. Come on, man. Anyway, I'm gotta fight somewhere else and prove himself, and then you know how they got UFC and like the underground shit? You gotta fight on the underground shit and then get that.
If Roach can keep Davis guessing, he might be able to find an opening and capitalize on it, but that's a big if. Tank's experience and ability to adjust in the ring will make it difficult for Roach to land anything significant. Some critics believe that Tank is taking this fight lightly. After all,
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happens when two dogs.
When the people who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get dumb. I'm gonna beat his ass.
He can't do
talking.
shit. Wait,
For
I don't
real.
give a fuck.
So y'all better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all is quiet.
Roach doesn't have the knockout power or high-profile victories that would make this a competitive fight on paper. But Tank has been in this situation before. He's been expected to dominate and has always delivered, so it's unlikely he'll take Roach lightly. Tank's focus has been razor sharp, and his power is always a threat. That said, the fight will test Davis in ways that many of his past opponents haven't. Roach might not have the same firepower as some of Tank's past rivals, but if Tank underestimates him, it could be a dangerous mistake.
Tank and Lamont Roach. Is that the right opponent for Tank?
I don't know why everybody is kind of sleeping on Lamont, but he has a decorated amateur career too. He's a very sturdy kid. He's very skilled. Tank is Tank, you know. And when I say Tank is Tank, I mean like he's a bad man. He can fight. He's tough. I know we had our dispute back and forth, whatever. But at the end of the day, if we talk about just boxing, he's a good fighter.
Roach may not have the knockout power of Ryan Garcia, who rocked Tank with a short left hook in their fight. But if Roach can land something similar, he might just surprise everyone. What's at stake for both fighters For Tank, this fight is about keeping his undefeated record intact and proving once again that he's the best in the division. A dominant win over Roach would reinforce his status as one of the most feared fighters in boxing. For Roach, a win would be life-changing. It would instantly catapult him to the top of the division and solidify his place in boxing history. He'd be the one to pull off the upset like Buster Douglas did against Mike Tyson in 1990. But the risk for Roach is high. If he loses, it could further cement the idea that he was never a real threat to Tank, and his reputation as a top contender could take a hit.
One more question before I go. Why not fight Tank at 135?
Tank ain't gonna fight him, man. He not gonna fight him.
You gotta realize with Tank, he on that other side where he gonna, act
Take
like
all the cupcakes. Alex, say it.
Man, I'm quite sure Tank can fight you.
So you saying he don't want to put that record up?
Look,
Shady.
A dominant performance from Tank could further solidify the narrative that Tank is picking easy fights to protect his record. As we approach fight night, the excitement surrounding this matchup will only intensify. For Davis, it's another chance to show why he's one of the most dangerous men in boxing. For Roach, it's the opportunity of a lifetime to shock the world. While most expect Tank to win, the possibility of an upset always exists in the unpredictable world of boxing. Will Tank's power and precision be too much for Roach, or can the underdog pull off a legendary win? The answer will come on March 1st, 2025 in New York City, where all eyes will be on this exciting clash of styles.